Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil and I managed to see Warfare today, guys. And this is a movie that at first I didn't even know if I wanted to see, but considering that I've not seen a war movie in a cinema in the theater since 2020 actually, because believe it or not, everything that's come out since then, I don't know, like has really caught my eye or been interesting in any way, to be honest with you. I mean, Oppenheimer is a historical film. It may have stuff to do with war, but it's not really a war film. This is, and it's from A24, and Alex Garland is one of the directors, so I was pretty interested uh, in some way, but the moment I saw the trailer in the cinema, I was like, okay, I need to see that in the cinema. That looks like a good movie, a great movie, and it was, guys. Warfare was a great movie. I can finally say I finally saw something great this year. You know, after seeing five movies that were like okay or like disappointing or not bad. I never saw anything bad this year, I would say. You know, even the Electric State wasn't bad in my eyes. So there's that. But Warfare is the first genuinely great movie of the year, guys, which is great. So, for my pre rating score, I'm going to say that Warfare is a great movie, guys. Yes, it's a great movie. Shout out to Alex Garland, the other director, and A24 for putting this out and delivering something truly special here, guys. So, getting into the story without really spoiling too much, it basically involves these soldiers in this one location, and yeah, that's all it is. That's all I'm going to say about it. And it's around an hour and a half long, and like these type of movies it ends up showing like the real life people and all that. And all I'm gonna say is that this is not the war movie you might think it is. You know how you watch a war movie, like, okay, I get it, it's knowing these characters going along their journey and all that, but here, this is the first time I've seen a war movie do something like this, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Now, getting into the positives, the realism is on point. I've never seen a more realistic war movie in my life. I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, there have been some great war movies that I've seen. You know, Hacksaw Ridge. That surprised me. I really liked the movie. I love that film. 1917. Also, I would say is realistic. And of course, Saving Private Ryan, which I still think that's my favorite war movie ever. Although, at the end, I will say how I would compare this to other war movies. But the realism in this movie is so like very it's done very well. Like you feel like you are there with these soldiers, and it's very intense, very suspenseful. One part did actually scare the shit out of me. Like I did kind of jump a little bit, but it's very tensional because in war you don't know what's gonna happen, right? So there's that. And speaking of like how well done it was, the directing also was done very well too. There's some really great shots in this movie in terms of like I wouldn't say like in terms of like cinematography and all that. I mean it's a well shot movie, but in terms of like directing, like the way the camera moves and all that, I just love that stuff. You know, I'm a sucker for that. I'm studying film, I should say, in uni, so there's that. But anyway, the directing was done very well. I love how well directed it felt. You know, like you really felt with these soldiers, these guys, and I also do want to mention it starts off in a very weird, awkward, unexpected way, but then after that's over, you're like, okay, it makes sense. Like the moment the title card comes on screen, you are locked in. So yeah, and finally, for positives, the acting was done very well. It felt like they actually played the soldiers like realistically, you know, because it also says at the start of the movie it's based on like their memories, and I love that. Like the fact that they can actually remember, and at the end of the movie, I mean, yes, I guess you could say it's kind of a spoil. I won't actually say what happens, but it's to do with like stuff like a little bit extra stuff like a bit behind the scenes and all that. So, but that's all I'll say. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil that. It might ruin it for you guys, so I'll just leave it at that. But going into the negatives, I don't think this movie is perfect. Unfortunately for me, I did not walk out thinking like that was the best war movie I've ever seen or something. But the two things that stood out to me first, it is a bit slow, especially towards the third act. The first two acts, I think I play the first two acts of this movie, they are they are paced very well. I'm sorry, I don't even know why I can't say that word properly. But anyway, Act One and Two was done pretty well in terms of pacing, but then Act Three comes in and then it starts to shorten, I would say. And then another thing I was not the biggest fan of is that I barely knew the characters. We barely got to know them. But I get it though, in war there's hardly a time, to really breathe, I would say. But Overall, guys, I thought this was a very well done and well made war movie. So, as a final score, I'm gonna give Warfare an 8 out of 10. And you guys might be very surprised by this. This is like top 5 war movies for me. I might like this more than Hacksaw Ridge. Because the thing about this war movie, not only is it short and straight to the point, and even though you barely know the characters, so there's that, it's filmed in a way that I've never seen before. And you are going to love it if you see it on the big screen. I'm so glad I saw this movie on the big screen, guys. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Warfare. Before I go, Accountant 2 is coming out next week. I hope I can see it in cinema. I like the first one, so there's that. And then Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I saw that trailer as well as The Encounter 2 in the theater today when I saw Warfare. And man, Mission Impossible, I cannot wait for that. Not Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning. It looks so good. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. Hope we get a new trailer for that, a new trailer for Superman. And yeah, and the final episode of Dead of Born Again came out. I've not seen my brothers watch it, but I haven't, so I'll probably watch it soon. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Warfare. I just wanted to put this out there and say I've seen it. This is a fantastic movie. Go see in the cinema. It really adds something there. The sound design is done very well. And shout out to Alex Garland and the whole cast and crew for putting this together, guys. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Warfare. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys think about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.